Good morning to all students. All the students, am I audible? Am I visible? Am I loud and clear? Please respond, guys. Voice is not clear. And this is the problem. Now, now it should be. It's okay. Am I loud and clear? Am I audible? Fine, perfect. So we completed first application. There we called save method to perform save object operation. Yes, but I want to show internals. I want to make you people to feel about the internals. Because I want to, already I proved one in-memory proxy class is generated, implementing our interface. Inside that, all the methods are there, right? Okay, now how the flow is happening? When that in-memory proxy class is generated, what is the flow of execution and all this stuff? So now let me open my Eclipse IDE first. Voice from my side, no issue, Teja. First of all, you try to be in stable network, Teja. Okay, I'll show what is the speed of this internet. 250 to this much is there. Okay, if you still say low IS, then you are at lower side. I think DevSecApp tools batch is online only. It's online because they mentioned it is online. Maybe it's a common topic for all full stack and placement batch students. I think they cannot provide room for that much strength, it seems. So that's why they made it as completely online. So by what is that? 10:50, 10:55, I'll wind up this batch. So go to hostel or PG slowly because I also should conduct from my home only. Okay. So by 11:20, 11:25, I'll start the session. Yeah. What's our batch code? Today onwards, not when. People are asking when, sir. Today onwards only DevSecApp tools batch. Yeah. What's the difference between 9 o'clock drive link? I already shared Chandrasekhar. Chandrasekhar, you are such a lack of presence of mind. Along with the meeting ID, I have already shared Google Drive, right? Shared or not shared? These people don't even realize what is shared, what is not shared. Okay, Rahul, don't worry. You got a meeting ID, directly join it. You got a meeting ID, you directly join it. Anyone is having meeting ID of DevSecApp's batch? Okay. Nallani, you please contact your admin. Time, actual officially 11 o'clock, but it will be started around 11:20, 11:25. Yes. Okay. Because after offline class, I have to conduct online class. Duration of the course. So just to attend first day class, you will get a lot of clarity. Please. Then what are the things you cover? How do you cover? Attend class. First class you attend, Babu. Yeah. Everyone, please collect the DevSecApps batch meeting ID. Those who are not able to copy the content, at least take the screenshot. Take the screenshot or photograph. Okay. Chindu, 2 minutes back I have given. Please be in the classroom. Okay. Yeah, can you? Yeah. Farhan Patel, thanks for your concern. Focus on subject, right? Dirty fellow. Okay. Yes, jokes apart. So we got IDE back. So you look at the save method. Where is the save method I have used? In service class, I have used save method. How to get the source code of any method, guys? Last row people. How to get the source code of any method? F3 is the shortcut key. You are a last row fellow, na? Then why are you responding then? Okay. So here we got declaration of the method. How to open the implementation of any method. How to open implementation of every method. Not F3, guys. When you keep the cursor there, come on, and hold the control key, you will get one option. What is that? Open implementation. Yeah. In which class it is implemented, guys? Simple JPA repository it is implemented, right, guys? Assert not null is like a log4j message, logging message kind of thing. NT must not be null kind of this one, guys. See, guys, if it is a new entity, entity manager is the object that holds entire Hibernate with its. Entity manager is the object that encapsulate complete functionality of the underlying Hibernate. In that, it is calling what method? Persist method. If it is a newly created entity object, that means having that entity, for that entity object, no record already there in the DB table, right? Then we have got what method, guys? Persist method, right? No, sir. Else already record is there for that entity object. Then what it is doing? Merge. Merge is performing update operation. Persist perform save operation. That's why there is no separate update method in CRUD repository. You look at the list of methods I have given in CRUD repository. Is there any update method? Why? Save method can be used for two angles. Angle number one for save object, nothing but insert record. Angle number two for what? Update object, nothing but merge method. Are you getting my point? Merge is there for update object. Persist is there, this one. But do you think this is the final code, guys? Do you think it's the final code? It's not at all final code. Actually, this entity manager is encapsulating Hibernate. It is the issue, guys. Yeah. This entity manager is encapsulating the Hibernate. It internally calls Hibernate methods. In Hibernate, we have a session object, boss. On the session object, again, other methods will be called. In Hibernate, session dot save is there. Okay, session dot update is there for update operation. Session dot save is there for what? Save operation. So that means what? We are calling methods of repository object, which is proxy object, right? They are calling Spring Data JPA entity manager object method. These entity manager object methods are calling Hibernate methods. Hibernate methods are calling JDB internally generates what? JDBC code plus insert SQL query. This much hangama is there. That's why one problem is there with OR mapping persistence logic. Nothing happens directly. Everything happens layer. Bit performance issues will be there, guys. Spring Data JPA is great. Nothing you have to do, everything coming automatically. But to insert the record, it is not directly executing, sending and executing insert query, right? What it is doing? What it is doing? So you are calling a repository object method. They are calling entity manager object method. They are calling what? Hibernate method. Hibernate method are actually doing what? JDBC code plus insert queries generation and execution. Generation and what? Execution. Is that clear, guys? Understanding my point? Okay. You click on persist method, say source code. It has come to what? Entity manager auto closable. Okay. Again, hold control key, open implementation. Hold control key, open. It is moving to slowly Hibernate. Check it out. Is it not moving slowly to Hibernate? Look at the package. org.hibernate.internal. Original Hibernate. At least now you realize what? What you realize? Spring Data JPA is internally using only Hibernate, not other than Hibernate. Okay, Spring ORM is a module that can use any ORM framework. But Spring Data JPA is purely dedicatedly designed only with because that's popular one, right, guys? Okay, session IMPL boss. Yeah, because decompiler is there in Maven by default. Persist method is internally calling what? Fire persist. Fire persist. If you look at the fire persist method source code, guys, this is fire persist. Some event launching. Okay. Event launching. Persist event listener. Okay. Dot event listener method. Some event listener. F3. Okay. Implement this one. Open implementation. Come on, guys. So a lot of hangama is there internally or not, guys? So action event dot accept method. Look at the accept method. Come on. Okay. You see the implementation of accept method. Okay. Implementation of accept method. Some event handling, something is happening. Open implementation, canceller. Okay. So a lot of methods will be called. Internally, what will be generating, guys? JDBC code plus insert SQL query. Same thing I have kept here. Check it out. Internal code of save method. Right, guys? Transactional override. What is need of transactional? Array, these are non-select operations. They add data, they modify data, they delete the data. Whenever modifications are done, if auto commit is enabled, modification become permanent. Addition of record is nothing but insert operation. That is indirectly modifying table data, right? So commit is required or not required? Yeah, at the rate transactional will take care of what? Commit activity. If some problem has come during execution of code, roll back. Some problem has not come, commit activity. Understood, boss? Got the point, my dear? At the rate transactional perform commit operation on database software if no exception is raised in business method execution. Otherwise, it will roll back the data changes of database software if execution is raised. If the execution is rises the exception. If exception is raised, boss. Got it? Save method. EM dot persist. Entity manager object, guys. Save object operation or this will perform what? Update operate object. In code repository, there is no separate method for update object operation because save method itself can be used for both save object and update object operation. Entity manager is object is JPA object that encapsulate entire underlying ORM environment like Hibernate provides APA to perform object persistence operation, something like what? Card operation. Clear, boss? Entity class 1 per DB table. Repository interface, what is that? 1 per DB table. Service class 1 per module. Module means all operations together 1. We studied this one in the childhood days, right, guys? While developing layered application, we studied all this stuff or not? Flow of execution of the first application I am giving. Maybe their stock info example is there. Here a doctor is there. Do I need to worry about that now? Really not. Really not. Okay. This is the code, guys. This is the code. This is the repository interface code. For that one implementation class comes as in-memory proxy class. I am assuming the code may look like this. I'm assuming that code may look like this. Check it out, guys. In-memory proxy class as the implementation class of our custom repository interface iDoctor repo given by JDK or CZlib libraries. Array, some libraries are there to generate this kind of in-memory proxy classes. What classes, guys? Okay, be mentally ready. In-memory proxy class is automatically becoming Spring Bean. That's why we are able to inject that class object to service class. That means it might be using internally at the rate repository interface. On the top of the class, first, what is there? Public class proxy to implement our iDoctor repo, our repository interface. Done, boss? Super. Next one. Private entity manager EM. This is my auto configuration. On the top of it, what is there? At the rate auto void is there. At the rate auto void is there. Nothing but injection is happening or not? Injectioning happening or not, guys? Okay, guys. Entity manager is coming as a Spring Bean through auto configuration activity. Once anything comes as a Spring Bean, either through manual process or auto configuration, it can be injected. What is injected here? Entity manager is injected. Super. Array, listen. In this class, total how many methods will be implemented, guys? Any guess? Only one method or guess. Last row people, please open your mouth and guess. 12 methods. Why? Repository interface is extending from what? Code repository is having how many methods? All 12 methods are inherited to our repository interface. In-memory proxy class is developed as the implementation class of our repository interface. So when class is implementing interface, directly or indirectly, you should implement all the methods of that interface. Otherwise, class should be taken as abstract class. But I'm able to create object for proxy class as a Spring Bean means what? Is it abstract class? Is it abstract class? It's a normal class. Normal class means it is implementing all the 12 methods or not. Perfect. Involve in the discussion. Subject becomes very live. If you don't involve, some magical things might be happening. Transactional override save method implementation. See guys, other level methods I am not highlighting. Save method plus other 11 methods, right guys? Super. Assert is a log message. Just now we have seen entity information is new entity. EM dot persist entity internally uses what? Session dot save, session dot persist of Hibernate API to save the object, right, boss? Right. Listen carefully, guys. This internally calls what method? Persist method of Hibernate API. This persist method internally calls what? Fire persist. That internally generates event handling. That event handling generates what? JDBC code plus insert SQL query to insert the record to DB table. So that means what's happening? In service class, we are calling method on repository object. That is going to whom, guys? In memory proxy class. That is calling what method? Hibernate related method. Hibernate related method is generating what? JDBC code plus insert SQL query. JDBC code plus insert SQL query. Is that clear, my dear? Got the point, my dear? I want reply. So I think some idea you got it. If it is not one, it is calling what method? Merge method. So this merge related some code will execute in Hibernate. That will generate update query plus JDBC code. That will execute the update query and updates the record or not, guys. Like these 11 other methods also generated. But right now we are not bothered about those 11 other methods. Cool, guys. This is my service interface. This is my service IMPL class. Come on, boss. Okay. This is application.properties file. And there will be one client application here. Maybe today I have taken not runner class. I have taken what? Client application. In the main method only, I got the container I called service class object by calling ctx.getBean method. There I call the business method. There I call the business method. Okay, super. Now I'm planning to run the application. What I am going to guys? Planning to run the application. Okay. When you run the application, control comes to whom, guys? Main method. A, run the application. B, main method. C, it is internally calling Spring application dot run method. It is internally calling what method, guys? Spring application dot run method. What method, guys? It is internally calling spring application dot run method. That is a C, guys. Spring application dot run. What this C method will do, guys? First, C1. What is that? IOC container creation inside spring application dot run method. Yes, na boss. Then what is next one? D. D. In that process, it takes given class as the configuration class. Come on, guys. In D1 takes the given main class as the configuration class because at the rate configuration inside at the rate Spring Boot application annotation. Clear, boss? D2 loads the main class and creates the object, makes it as a Spring Bean. Configuration class as becoming Spring Bean, na boss? Up to D, everything is clear. Up to D, everything is clear or not, guys? Okay, next one. E reads the application dot property file content and creates the environment object. Array, all the property file content will come to environment object. Array, all these are still part of application dot run method, Spring application dot run method. Only in Spring Boot application annotation, only configuration annotation work is completed, right? Okay, after that, it is reading application dot property file content to environment object. Super, that is F. Next F. At the rate enable auto configuration of Spring Boot application annotation makes the following classes as Spring Beans based on the jar file added through auto configuration process. Okay, this also use the inputs from application dot property file. And while making data source as Spring Bean, it has to point to JDBC connection pool. In that process, it has to create connection objects in connection pool. How does it knows for which database it has to create connection objects? Based on the JDBC driver details, it read from where? Application dot property file. It does that work or not? It seriously does that work or not? I want reply, boss. Hikari data source object pointing to whom? Oracle DB JDBC connection. First, it create Hikari data source object pointing to Oracle. Why Oracle? Because Oracle JDBC driver details are given. Next, entity manager object encapsulating the activated Hibernate session factory and session object and also contains injected data source object. Automatically, entity manager object is coming as a Spring Bean, na boss. Okay. While working with both the things, it will use application.property file entries as what? Input values. While creating session and session factory, dialect will be used. Show underscore SQL, this kind of properties will be used, guys. While creating data source pointing to JDBC connection pool, it will use what? JDBC driver details. Come on, guys. It will use what, guys? To create connection object from some connection pool. So ultimately, because of at the rate enable auto configuration annotation, data source and entity manager objects have become Spring Beans. And necessary injections are done on the among those beans, na boss. Super, that is EF. Next one is what, guys? EF. G, guys. What is there, guys? G. At the rate component annotation of SBA detects or scans the following things in the sub packages of what? com.nt package. Number one, it will search for are there any stereotype annotation classes? If there, it makes them as Spring Beans. Dr. Main service IMPL class as Spring Bean because of at the rate service. iDoctor repo as what? Custom repository interface extending from what? Repository interface directly or Indirect. And it recognizes that one as a repository interface. Once it recognizes there is a repository interface, Spring Data JP automatically becomes ready to generate one in-memory proxy class. Inside that, what happens? All 12 methods are implemented. Class itself have become Spring Bean. In this process, the Spring Data JPA generates in-memory proxy class as shown above with @repository annotation having JPA persistence logic for all the crude repository method. For all the crude repository method. Nothing but 12 methods na boss. Nothing but 12 methods are not. Just now we have seen it, boss. Just now we have observed it. Did you see the in-memory proxy class? That is a dynamically generated runtime class. At what phase that is generated? During component scan activity it is done. During component scan activity only it realized there is a repository interface. Whenever it observes repository interface, automatically it generates what? In-memory proxy class implementing repository interface. Clear, my dear? Next, guys. H. IOC array. All these are by default singleton scope Spring Beans. Na? Data source, entity manager, and now newly recognized beans. In-memory proxy class also singleton scope Spring Bean, na boss. IOC container perform pre-instantiation of singleton scopes Spring Beans. In that process, following Spring Bean class objects are created. Their Spring Beans are recognized. Here, objects are created. Hikari data source, entity manager, service, proxy to class, nothing but in-memory proxy class. All these have become Spring Beans or not. @auto void perform necessary injections, guys. Entity manager object is injected with data source object. Proxy to object is injected with what? Entity manager object. Service class is injected with what? Repository object. What do you say, guys? Data source object is injected to entity manager. Entity manager is injected to proxy class object. Proxy class object is injected to service class object. Clear, my dear? After that, what next, guys? J. All singleton scope Spring Beans will be kept in the internal cache of the IOC container or not? Things looking like old things, but a new few extra things. What is that? Proxy class generation is extra, right? Doctor service, service class object reference. Proxy to proxy object reference. Data source object reference. Kept in internal cache of IOC container. After doing all this thing, now I can say run method execution is completed. What is completed, guys? Run method execution is completed. That's why control comes back to return value of the run method, which gives application context object. Come on, which gives application context object representing the IOC container. That is what, guys? K. That is simply K or not? That is simply K or not? Everyone convinced it, guys? Come on, I want reply. That is K. Okay. Application context object is accessed or not? Super. That's next one. Okay. Then what? L. CTX dot get pin. Regular boring line. First it will search in internal cache. M, it is there in internal cache or not? M question mark available. From there it will get service class object. Say something, my dear. That is N. Okay, on that, I created entity class object with the data and I call business method on service class object. That is O. Register doctor, right, boss? Control goes to service class register method, na boss. Service class register method P. Cool, guys. That has called what method? Q. Doctor repo dot save doctor. Doctor repo dot save doctor. Is that clear, my dear? Now save method of which one will execute? In-memory proxy class, na boss? Doctor repo is pointing to in-memory proxy class object or not, guys? Super, guys. Q. Now it comes to proxy class save method. That is R. So it check whether the entity is a new entity or old entity. New entity, condition true. So it is calling what? em dot persist. Already entity manager is injected, right? Entities, a persist method, right, guys? Okay. This internally calls what? Session dot persist or session dot save method of Hibernate. So that will come here. That is number T. Tina, what it will do, guys? It will generate JDBC code plus insert query and complete the insertion of the record. Okay. Okay. After that, whatever you saved, same object will be written having identity value, not the new object. Same object is written having ID property value. That is U. This object comes to whom? Service class method. That is V. Based on that object data, we generated the message. What is that? Based on that object data, we generated what? Service class message. What is that, guys? What is that, guys? W, right, guys? Based on that, we have written message. That is W. That message comes back to main method. That message comes back to main method. That is X. That message is displayed Y. And at the end of the main method, everything will be vanished or not. Application execution is completed means everything is vanished or not, guys. I hope you understood the flow. Convinced, guys? Okay. One more time, paintbrush based flow of execution. Then we try to check this through debugging, whether it is really entering into proxy class or not. If you use Hibernate, we can skip many steps. Ansur Rahman, if you use Hibernate, who has to create session object? Who has to create session factory? Who has to create configuration? Who has to call save method? Array, you are writing lot of code, ra. Are we writing our code? Are we writing code, Mr. Rahman? Rahman, bhai, I need answer from you, bhai. Then our Hibernate is good. This is good. Since I am giving internal code, you are worried about that. If you don't give internal code, are you writing? Are you writing in-memory proxy class manually? Only one table, one repository interface, one entity class. So entire burden of writing persistence logic gone na. Yeah, that is what you have to observe, boss. That is what you have to observe. Fully automated washing machine looks like it takes decision after checking so many things. If I do manually, no need of checking, I can directly push it. But how many days you will present and do manually, right? How many days you will do present manually? Okay. Okay. On public demand, one more time. Are you ready? We run the application A. B main method, right? C I run method call. Application dot run method call. C1 loads the class and makes the configuration class. Main class as the configuration class object comes Spring Bean. D, guys, recognizes Spring Boot application annotation. As part of that, what happened, guys? Takes the given class as configuration class. Second one, loads the main class and makes it as a Spring Bean or not. Then C1 is what, guys? IOC container creation. Okay, boss. Application dot property file data is read, stored into environment object. Okay, next F at the rate enable auto configuration. Realizes what happened. Some Hibernate jars are there, Hikari CP jars are there, right? Okay, it will create Hikari data source object pointing to JDBC connection pool. In that connection pool, it create connection object for Oracle by using the entries of application.properties or not. And using the data source object, entity manager object is created, which is referring entire Hibernate setup or not, guys. That is F. G, guys. At the rate component scan annotation looks in all current packages and sub packages for stereotype annotation. What annotations, guys? For what annotation, guys? Stereotype annotation, guys. There are not there are. Service class is one having stereotype, but it also observe one repository interface, guys. Takes that interface and generates in-memory proxy class as the implementation class of that interface. What do you say, guys? In-memory proxy class as the implementation class of that interface. Agree with me, my dear. Come on. As the implementation class of that interface. Is that clear, guys? Got the point, my dear? I want reply. Okay, that proxy class is having at the rate repository annotation that also becomes Spring Bean, guys. So now it searches. Are there any singleton scope Spring Bean? There. All are identified. Pre-instantiation is done. What are those? Hikari data source object. Come on. Entity manager object. Service class object. Proxy 2 class object. Nothing but in-memory proxy class object, guys. Yeah, because of auto wiring, data source is injected to entity manager. Okay. Vinod Rajput, first come on time, na? Okay. Rajesh Vadlamodi, first come on time. Every information you will get it. Vinod and Rajesh, you came lately and doing dances. First one is asking, what is the entity manager? I said, na, it in last warning to both the people. Next time when you ask the question like this, by joining late, if you do dances, I will remove you from the meeting. I spend 2-3 minutes exclusively only on entity manager, right? It represent entire Hibernate functionality being from Spring Data JPA. Point number one. And it comes automatically through auto configuration as Spring Bean. Next one. Rajesh, may I know what time we have 11 o'clock batch class? 11 o'clock, you only telling na boss. 11 o'clock will be started by 11:20, 11:25. Okay, na? Fine. Everyone, please come back. And one more thing. When serious explanation is going on, you ask an entity manager, somehow I take it as a positive question. If you ask this kind of idiotic question, okay, when batch that batch start, when this batch completes, irrelevant to current topics, I may remove you from the meeting. Please use chat box when serious explanations are happening. Only for relevant question, not for irrelevant questions. All of a sudden, I don't know why your mind is diverted towards 11 o'clock batch, guys. That means you are not listening current topic, my dear. Please focus. Okay. Tell me next one. Data source is injected to entity manager. Entity manager is injected to proxy 2. I mean, in proxy object. And proxy object is injected to service. Like this, necessary injections are done. Next, all of them are kept in internal cache of IOC container. With that, run method execution is completed. Run method gives application context container in that process. Okay. That is calling get bean method. Get bean method first searches in what? Internal cache of IOC container or not. From there it gets the service class object or not. X. That service class object or not. I want reply boss. Okay. Get bean method service class object. On the service class object, business method is called O. Business method executes P. That calls repo.save method Q. Repo means what? Goes to proxy class R. Save method of R. That internally calls entity manager dot persist method. Yes. That internally calls session dot save method of original Hibernate. Okay. Save method or persist method. That persist method raises the event and internally generate JDBC code plus insert SQL query. That is a T. Come on, guys. Okay, whatever saved object that comes back as a return value. U. After that, what next, guys? After that, what next, guys? I want reply. View V, View V, View V. Returned object is there, guys. Same object. W, relevant message of save method. Next, that message is captured, X. That message is displayed, Y, right? Okay. Okay, then at the end, everything is completed. So theory is okay. I want practical of it. I want to feel whether this this method is executed or not. Simple JPA repository. Simple JPA repository. Okay, assert. Here I am keeping breakpoint. Not only in user-defined classes, in predefined classes also, you can keep the breakpoint. Online and పెట్టారు కదా నేను ఆన్లైన్ డౌన్ చేసాను అందరికి ఓకే ప్రాబ్లం ఎక్కడైనా ప్రాబ్లం లేదు ఓకే చేంజ్ ఇన్ ద ప్లాన్ గైస్ change in the plan. It is both offline and online together. 11 o'clock session is both offline and online together, and it will start 11:05, 11:10. It will start by 11:05, 11:10. Okay, be ready for that. Okay. Yeah, here I kept the breakpoint now, boss. Here I kept the breakpoint. Super. Okay. In-memory proxy class is annotated with repository. That means in real time, we don't have developer created repository classes. Will not be there. As long as you work with Spring Data JPA, developer created repository class will not be there. That you need not to ask, I need not to tell. Because Spring Data JPA is all about interface development. No need of implementation classes. So programmer never develops any repository classes. If they work with Spring Data JPA, if they work with Spring JDBC, plain JDBC, definitely they need to take DAO classes as repository classes. DAO classes as repository classes. Clear, boss? Got it? Super. Okay. I kept the breakpoint. Now, shall we run the application in debug mode? Shall we start? Okay, 1 minute. I don't keep breakpoint here. Wait a minute. If I keep the breakpoint, it directly comes here, right? Waste of time. So I will keep the breakpoint in my runner class run method, boss. This is runner class, crude repository test runner. Okay. Can I keep here? Can I keep the breakpoint there, guys? Okay. Can I keep the breakpoint there? Stock repository. Why red color here? Okay. I stock details repository. You just clean the process, such errors will go off. You just say clean operation, such things will go off. Such things will go off. Yeah, this is done now, boss. Yeah, where I kept this in runner class. Where I kept it in runner class, first line I kept. Okay. Actually, for first Spring application that run only executes, but after that run method will call automatically or not. Guys. Yeah, tell me what is there? Debug as. Debug as Java application. Debug as Java application. Yeah. Switch the perspective. We are now switching to the perspective. See, directly it is waiting at this line. You want to get into the details of object creation? No. When you don't want to get into the details of object creation, step into na step over. Step oh, yeah. Register stock service class method. I want to see its flow. I want to get into the details. Generally, predefined activities means step over. User defined method calls means step into. Now it is coming to service class method, guys. Okay, it's a predefined method, guys. I don't want to get into the details. You want to get into the details? Okay, then what is there? Step over. That is calling repo.save method, right? Repo dot. I want to get into the details. I want to see whether proxy class is really generated or not. Okay, guys. Step into. See, JDK dynamic AOP proxy dot class. It is going to the class that is generating dynamic proxy class. So after a few times, I may get source not found because it's a proxy class. Code is not available, right, guys? But I'll say step, 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 step. See, guys, some code is executed internally. Some output is queries are generated there. Did you notice that, guys? Some proxy class code is coming over here or not, guys? See, $98.save method. Actually, $98 is the real proxy class, guys. Its a source code is visible. In that one, save method is called. Is coming not coming. Then what should I do? It's better to press step written continuously. Again, it comes back to this method. So that means at least we are not able to see the source code, but $98 something dot save you observed or not, guys. Super, guys. Next one. Step into is already over. Step over. And then what? Return statement, right, boss? Return statement, step over. Control is coming back to run method of runner class. Yes, step over. SOP is printed. Step over. Next, end of the main method. End of the main method. When it comes to end of the main method, all will be vanished or not? All things will be vanished or not, guys? Okay, in the process of ending the things, guys. Okay, so it has gone to details, guys. It has gone to the detail. So I'm simply saying come out, come out, come out of the things. Come out of the things. I hope you thoroughly understood this statement, boss. Come on. Are you able to feel the flow? Okay. If it is a standalone application, keep in the main method or runner class breakpoint. If up to this execute smoothly, from there you can go for one by one. And I have shown it is linked with the JPA simple repository save method that is internally calling entity manager new persist method. Come on, all those things practically shown here are not there. To see source code of any class or interface or enum annotation randomly, whose jar file is added to Eclipse project. What is the shortcut key we got? Control plus Shift plus T, type class name open source. Type class name open source code. Suppose you know one class, guys. Right, boss? In that situation, what is the one we should use? Control plus Shift plus T. For example, I want to know source code of Spring application dot Spring application class. Control plus Shift plus T, guys. What is this? Spring application. What is this, guys? Spring application. This is going to be Spring application class source code or not, guys? That's the one shortcut key I have given. To see the source code of certain class or interface that is used in Eclipse editor, keep the cursor there, F3. One source code is open to get its list of method, Control O. To get hierarchy of the classes code, inheritance hierarchy, guys. What is there? F4. F4 is there or not there? Hierarchy, boss, not the list of. List of method, control only. No, reverse. Check it out. Okay, now listen. This is a Spring application class now. So control plus O. Control plus O is giving list of methods, list of properties and list of methods now, boss. Come on. Okay, here you press F4. F4, we are getting hierarchy, type hierarchy. Along with the hierarchy, methods also will come. But basically hierarchy, boss. Look at this type hierarchy. You will, when I say type hierarchy, you will give damn importance to methods hierarchy of the classes. Definitely you should give importance to hierarchy of the class. Programmer uses Spring Data JPA API, repo.save method. That internally uses JPA API, em.persist. That uses Hibernate API, session.save. That uses ps.execute update. Or ultimately that only, na? That generates SQL query. Lastly, database operation. Record insert operation is happening or not, guys? Record insert operation is taking place or not, boss? Yes, boss. Now I would like to give finder methods in CRUD repository for performing what? Select operation. But before that, before going for finder methods, I would like to go for bulk record insertion, group record insertions, guys. And when you go for group ticket reservation, will they go for one by one reservation? All people will together go for reservation. In that situation, we should have a method that can insert group of records now, boss. For that one, save all method is there. What method? Save all method taking list of entity objects. Can I give an example on that? Okay. In next document that so example is there, don't worry. But I will develop in front of you. Now onwards, whenever you got a doubt, you can go for the flow of execution. Service boss, stock management service, my dear. Stock management service, guys. Tell me. Public string register. Okay. Register stocks info. Okay. Register multiple stocks, all stocks. Register stocks. That's better, it seems. Yeah. List stock info, guys. List stock info list. List stock info list, guys. Yes, boss. Add unimplemented methods, boss. Add unimplemented methods. Perfect. Okay. Add unimplemented methods. Okay. Stock management service impl.java. iStock management service.java. Perfectly done, guys. Come on. Nice. Okay. Tell me next one. Public string register stocks. List stock info list. List stock info list. Now tell me here what I'm going. Call. I simply call, what is there, guys? Stock repo dot. What is there? Save. Stock repo dot save. Come on. List only. Save all, seva. Seva. We have a save all method, right? Okay. Stock repo dot save. Yeah, here what I want to say, guys. Simply, I would like to say list dot size, number of records are insert. List dot size, number of records are insert. List dot size, number of records are inserted. Clear, my dear? Register stocks. List stock info list. Stock repo dot save all. Okay. Number of records are, what is that, guys? Insert. Is that clear? Stock management service dot java. Stock management service impl dot java. I hope you understood, guys. Got it? Got the clarity, my dear? Now come to runner class now. Okay. Comment this. Comment this. Try block, guys. What is there, guys? Try block. Stock info. Info 1 is equal to new stock info. New stock info, right, guys? Bajaj. Bajaj is already inserted, na? Okay. Honda, automobile, Tell me next one. BSC. BSC. Come on, nice. Next one. Honda City. Honda company. Stock value is what? 2161.0. And here, what is there, guys? Some 5,000. Here, what is there, guys? Some 5,000. Here, stock object is created or not created, boss? Definitely, stock object is created or not created. Right. Let's create one more stock object. Total 3 stock objects. Info to, yeah, next one. Bajaj is over. Array, so many companies are there, na? Reliance. Okay. Reliance. Star. What is this? Petroleum. Petroleum products. What is this? NSC. Listed in NS. Okay. What's the company name? Reliance Group. Reliance Group. Some stock price is 3,000. How many stocks left? Some 6,000. Info 3, guys. What is there? Next, IKEA. What is the industry? This one. Furniture. Furniture industry. What is that? NSC. Okay, French company, guys. Some French company. 6161, 5,000 stocks. Okay, let's see what I'm doing. String message is equal to stock service dot register stocks list dot off. Java 9 onwards list dot off has come now. Java 9 onwards list dot off method is given or not given? List dot off method is given or not given? Yeah, list dot off. Come on, guys. Info 1, info 2. What is there, guys? Info 3. Info 1, info 2, info 3. Info 1, info 2, info 3. Are you getting my point? Info 1, info 2, info 3, guys. Here is my string message. Here is my exception E. Here is my print stack trace. What there, guys? Print stack trace. Perfect. Bulk insertion of the records are right click, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. Yes. Yeah. Insert. How many question marks? 3. So instead of inserting one by one, we can go for save all method for bulk insertion. Okay, bulk insertion, but 3 times insert query executed. Okay, instead of sending 3 different times, all 3 things together gone or not. Okay, 3 number of records are inserted. In real time, what is need of streaming API, guys? What is need of streaming API here? No. He's saying someone in the comment saying streaming API. No, list.off is not a streaming API. It's a one utility method in the collection to prepare immutable collection fastly. List.off, set.off, map.off, utility method to create the immutable collections very fastly. Apart from that, no other utilization. Okay. So go to what? SQL developer. Streaming API is there to process the collection by applying some filters. IO streams is for different purpose. Streaming API is for different. IO stream is for reading data, writing data. Don't confuse it for both. Connection, guys. What's the password I change it to? Tiger. Okay. What's the password I change it to? Tiger. Tell me next one. Tables. What's the table we have taken, guys? Stock underscore. What is this? Stock underscore details. Stock underscore info underscore tab. Am I right? Or any other table is there? Yeah. Pin it, guys. Data, boss. Pin it, guys. Data. Is it right? 1001 Infosys, no, guys. I think we have taken wrong one then. What is the table name? No one remembered? Okay. Go to entity class. Array. Stock info underscore tab. Stock info underscore tab. Right now. Stock info underscore tab. Pin it. Look at the data. Say refresh. Not inserted. We have taken MySQL or Arkila. We have taken MySQL or Arkila. By taking MySQL as database, if we search in Oracle, they will come. By writing letter to Delhi, if we are expecting in Mumbai, it will come. Because last class, last topic is what? We made this application connecting to MySQL. Still, this MySQL is there or not there? You are seeing using MySQL database. Manusri, please get up, madam. So far, I have seen by using what? SQL developer. SQL developer is always linked to Oracle only. So what about MySQL? MySQL is having built-in MySQL workbench. MySQL is having built-in MySQL workbench. Okay. Last row students, if my face is not visible, see the space there. Okay. No option for you. For you, live also, online only. If I'm not visible. Okay. Tables, guys, not table. Where is that? 901 DB. Tables, stock info underscore tab. It came or not came, boss? Happily it is coming. French company and a number of details are coming or not? Super. Okay. In another document, that code is there, sample code is there. Don't worry. Yeah, super. There are select operations I would like to talk, guys. Finder method in code repository to perform select operation. Find by ID, exist by ID, find all by ID. Come on. Count, delete by ID, delete all by ID, delete all. And lastly, what is there? Delete all. So few methods are there for performing select operation. In fact, count also select operation only, boss. Count also select operation only, na? Okay, fine. Can we start with exist by ID, guys? Yeah, what is this? Returns whether an entity or record with the given ID exists or not. Parameters, ID must not be null. You must not pass null. Returns, true if an entity with the given ID exists, false otherwise. Throws, what is there? Illegal state exception. What is that, guys? Window menu preferences. This you know na, if multi-line comment is disturbing your code, we have to format the multi-line commenting. Come on, long back we did that work, right? The methods that are defined in dynamically generated in-memory proxy class implementing our custom repository interface will throw all their exceptions as what? So that's why catching and handling their exception in the service class is mandatory? No. But whenever those exceptions are raised, propagated to service class, there we are not catching and handling. Propagated to caller, caller is what? Runner. There also if you don't catch and handle, propagated to IOC container, but generally it is better to catch and handle in the runner class. This exception will propagate to service class to client application or runner. So we need to catch and handle exception in client application or runner class to display exception related messages to end user as non-technical guiding messages. What messages, guys? Simply as what? Non-technical guiding messages. Are you understanding my statement, guys? Come on. Non-technical guiding messages. I want to send the messages. Super, guys. Okay, shall we check this one practically? Exit by ID. Simple Boolean method, guys. I will give an ID value of the record. If it is available, it generate one select query checking whether available or not. Available returns true. Otherwise, return false. But are you going to write the logics? No. Everything will be developed dynamically as per our entity class, where inside the in-memory proxy class. Inside the in-memory proxy class. Okay. I stock management service boss. Tell me next. What is there? Public string. Okay. Check. Check availability. Check stock availability. Check stock availability. What is there, guys? Into stock ID. Into stock ID. This is what I'm trying to do. Into stock ID. Go to the service class, guys. Here is my use, use repo. We are already there in service class now, boss. I must say use repo. Use repo. Tell me next one. Use repo. Use repo. Can I write in single line statement? Okay. I'm using ternary operator. I hope you are aware of ternary operator. Immediate if, right? Tell me stock repo dot exist by ID stock ID. Okay, exist by ID stock ID. This method written true or false? Question mark. Question mark. If true returns, tell me. If true returns, stock ID plus stock is available. Otherwise, tell me. Stock ID plus stock is not available. Stock ID plus stock is available. Stock ID stock is not available. Instead of writing 4-5 lines of code, I ended in single line. Like this, you have to think about code optimization. Otherwise, I should write what? First line, boolean B is equal to stock repo dot exit by ID. Then if B is B equal to true, available. Else, not available. Total 4-5 lines code. Now I ended with one line. Like this, you have to think about code optimization. Code optimization. Super, guys. Tell me next one. What is there? Runner class, guys. Okay, comment this. See, in-memory proxy class, all exceptions are unchecked. Service class, we are not catching and handling. So exception raised in proxy will propagate to service. From there propagates to runner. Try, guys. String message is equal to stock service dot check stock availability. Array, so many numbers are there, boss. 1001 is there. Huh? Okay. You want for 1001, 1000. Sysout message. Catch exception E. Catch exception E. E dot print stack. E dot print stack. Understood, boss? Yeah. Right click, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. Available or not? 1001 stock is available. It is saying what query generating? Count star. If 0 comes, not available. 1 comes, more than 1 comes, then also available. More than 0 comes, then also available. Okay. Now here I am passing 6, guys. 1001, 6, guys. Click on it. Stock is, it's working as expected. Sir, you have not given code for save all method. Save all method code is also there. Today's date is, okay, application flow. Today's date is 25th one, tomorrow's concept. Today only let us assume I discussed. Okay, save this one, guys. Here you observe, boss. Save all method is there. Save all is given or not given. Some select operations, we will take it one by one. What is this? Procura? Nine o'clock. Yeah, Spring Data JPA. Right click, file upload. 901. Spring Data JPA. Yeah, it's a tomorrow's document. I already uploaded. Fine. Tomorrow will only 50% I have done. Remaining things we will discuss in tomorrow's class. 24th, acha, 24th, yes. 4th is missing a adjust, that's not an issue. Sir, Java student must need to learn DevApps. Okay, DevApps is different. DevSecApps tools is different. DevApps is a one SDLC mechanism in which tools are there. There people presents it as SDLC mechanism. Okay, na? Here, what are the tools required for build and deployment tool? They're nothing but DevApps team. Those tools we are going to learn. Our focus more on tools here. Their focus more on SDLC. How DevOps is alternate for Agile methodology. They also learn tools. We also learn. We learn tools in programmer perspective. They learn tools from software development lifecycle prospect. Don't confuse, guys. So yours is the subset of real course DevOps. Your course is what? Subset. Subset means how much subset? 70% subset, not the 10-20%. 70% subset of what? The real DevOps course, which is required for the developers. To become full stack developer, that is enough. Someone asked, do you know DevOps, sir? Yes, you know DevOps. It's not like that you don't know DevOps, right, boss? But we are learning this DevOps in programmer perspective, developer perspective, not as what? DevOps engineer perspective, DevOps engineer or SDLC prospect. That is a difference. Okay, na? Right. Anyhow, I'll talk in this classroom, guys. Don't worry. You did not upload spring important interview questions. Vaishnav Reddy, madam, at the end of every module, I have given some queries. While teaching subject also, some FAQs are raised. That is important only. And moreover, who said if I give important question, you will clear interview? Guys, let me say one thing. If you read important question, you never clear interview, you will be messed up. Interviewer never comes to interview room with a ready-made question paper, right? First question answer is base for second question. Second question answer is base for third question, right, guys? Tasha Hamsi, for 11 o'clock student, 9 o'clock Google Drive link is given that day when I have given link to you. You have not even observed. I don't know what the hell you are doing every day. 9 o'clock Google Drive is given or not given? Now onwards, you are not officially 11 o'clock. You are officially 9 o'clock. Okay, after few days, I will say who is 11 o'clock. 11 o'clock now onwards, DevSecOps only. Yes or no? Na? Right, let it be. Fine. At the end of every topic, I have given list of topics. While teaching the course, I have given some FAQs, right? Given or not given? Yeah, you treat them as important question if you want important question. But don't think that I should teach a important FAQ separately, because that never gives you job and that never gives you subject. Okay, please share DevSecOps link. Go to Naresh IT website and collect it. Thank you. Have a nice time.